Among the most notable developments in the war in Ukraine is the ubiquity of first-person view, FPV drones. A highly maneuverable loitering munition both sides are using to devastating effect. They are now dominating the battlefield to a degree. We have showcased numerous videos of the FPV drones damaging or destroying tanks, trucks, and even individual soldiers. Less commonly seen are incidents in which vehicles survive multiple such attacks. That was the story, however, behind a lucky T-80 BVM tank crew recently. The video below shows the tank as it runs for its life while coming under sustained attack by a succession of explosive-laden FPV drones. As to who the tank belongs to, that isn't perfectly clear. Rob Lee, senior fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute, says it is a Russian tank based on comments from OSINT. The Pristanishche VK Telegram channel, which originally posted the video, says the tank is Ukrainian. The video opens with the tank rumbling down a road, sporting a cope cage roof screen to protect against drone attacks from above, and spewing a smoke screen. A few seconds into it, there is the bright flash of an explosion by an apparent FPV drone. As the tank continues down the road, it manages to avoid hits from several more FPV drones, as well as taking one directly. We counted half a dozen FPV drones that attempted to take the tank out in the short video. The video ends with the tank passing that immediate FPV gauntlet as it keeps on spewing smoke. Another tweet locates the tank driving toward the city of Krasnohorivka in the Donetsk region of eastern Ukraine. After holding a sizable advantage when it comes to fielding large amounts of FPV drones, Ukraine is now finding itself increasingly outgunned in this regard. Russia has up to 7 times more FPV drones than Ukraine and has become adept at repurposing civilian drones for military use, according to Ukrainian Army Commander Yuri Fedorenko in an interview with Suspilna public broadcaster on December 12th. In priority frontline sectors, we have the following ratio. 1 of our drones to 5 or 7 enemy drones, Fedorenko said. Both sides are in an all-out push to build as many FPV attack drones as possible, as fast as they can, as these systems are now being portrayed as rivaling artillery on the battlefield. Regardless of how the balance of FPV drone capability on the battlefield in Ukraine shakes out, this video serves as stark and somewhat terrifying example of where warfare is headed. It's something the war zone has warned of for many years, a major factor of who wins or loses. Future fights will be how many low-end drones they can deploy across the battlefield. Defending against such a numerous and resilient onslaught has quickly become a top tactical problem of our age. Russian army training will change to focus more on preparing troops for high-intensity combat operations in response to experiences faced in Ukraine. It has been reported. Russia has suffered high casualties in its invasion, with a U.S. intelligence assessment suggesting this week that Moscow has lost 87% of the total number of active-duty ground troops it had prior to launching the invasion. The British Ministry of Defense said that there has been a huge spike in Russian casualties linked to Moscow's offensive launched in October towards Avdiivka in the Donetsk Oblast. But the newspaper Izvestia, which is aligned with the Kremlin, said there would be a new approach to training Vladimir Putin's troops for the front line, outlining what it described as updated techniques to help soldiers survive in difficult situations. The paper said that the training was aimed primarily at those who will have to participate in the special military operation, using the official Kremlin term for its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Colonel Alexander Perenjiev, associate professor at Plekhanov Russian University of Economics, told Izvestia that the draft document had been drawn up after interviews with soldiers, sergeants, and junior officers who had endured all the hardships of frontline service. "We had to find out what qualities the fighters on the front line lack in modern warfare conditions," he said. "We are confronting Ukrainian forces whom NATO stands behind. The enemy is a very serious one, and to defeat it, you need to take into account many nuances." Physical training is the basis that allows soldiers and officers to effectively carry out their combat missions and survive in difficult conditions, he said. The newspaper said that the draft training document, which will be approved by the end of the year, emphasizes the combat component of fighting, and that troops would need to undergo strength exercises to develop tactical endurance.